Hey guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully everybody's having a great night. So tonight we're talking bulbs. Yeah, that's right, bulbs. You know them, you love them, you use them every single day, and you probably take them for granted. I mean, going back in the day, we had candles, or even at nighttime before candles, you were just in the pitch black. We're talking caveman era, probably were building fires, fighting dinosaurs in the daytime, no light at night. So we've come a long way, guys. You know, you can thank Thomas Edison, Ben Franklin, all those people who flew kites, you know, with keys and strings and all that good stuff. So today we're going to compare cheap dollar store bulbs to regular pharmacies like Rite Aid. And again, more dollar store bulbs. And then this is a $16 General Electric bulb. Yeah, that's right, 16 bucks for one stinking bulb. But is it actually worth it? That is the questiones. But let's go over to these first, because these are all 60 watts, guys. And just to tell you how you read packaging, because it gets a little confusing. First, you have to know about the light color. Is it white? Is it light? Is it warm? So as you can see, like these are warm light. Also, non-dimmable, which could be a factor. So these are all LEDs. So it's 60 watts, equivalent to actually 8 watt. This one's 60, equivalent to 9. We got the lumens, which is 800. That's for the brightness. And it tells you actually how much it's going to cost you a year. About $1.08 or 96 cents. So obviously, LEDs definitely are the way to go and save you money, especially if you get them for a buck. But again, is the quality worth a buck? Which is going to be the test. And then if we're looking at these, the halogen, which are more energy efficient than bulbs a year ago. As you can see, it says uses 28% less energy, but you're spending $5.18 a year. Again, as opposed to a buck. So that's 5 times more expensive. And also, guys, if you look at the fine print on the back, they're saying only for actual based on 3 hours a day use. So obviously you're probably going to use bulbs more than 3 hours a day, maybe 12 hours, maybe leave some bulbs on all day, all night. So that dollar would turn into $12 maybe. Or if you're using a halogen, it's going to turn into $24. Or if you're using 100-watt bulbs, it's going to turn even more. If you have one bulb, 10 bulbs, 20 bulbs, if you have a mansion with 60 stinking bulbs, it's going to cost a lot of money and your bill's going to go high. And that's why I'm trying to break this down for you guys. Let's see what else, guys. So we got the, it's this one? No. We got the meters on the back, which kind of tell you the color. Like, see the warm, 3K. If you go all the way to right, it's going to be whiter, brighter, as opposed to, again, warmer, yellow. So you kind of want it in the middle, but some people might want that warm look. I think there was a better picture on maybe these. Let's go over to the hundreds a little bit. So on the back of this, let's see. Yeah, this has a nice picture on it. So you can see 2700 is the lowest temperature you can have. This bulb is actually 3000. All the way to the right, you have 5K, which are actually rare. But again, for $16, they're not that rare. Because that's what this HD refresh LED is. It's daylight, it's saying. 3-way bulb, 50 watt, 100, 150. And then the brightness. So the brightness, we got 500, 1100 lumens, 1800. So their 100 watt puts out 1100 lumens. Is that good or bad? Well, look, here's the dollar store one. 100 watt, 1600 lumens. So obviously, you know, that's a little weird there. And then if we look at the Sunbeam 3-way, which is standard, doesn't even say it's halogen, this is going to run you a lot of money, guys. You're going to get lumens very high, but look, it could be $18 per year for 3 hours. And again, if you're using it more than 3 hours a day, it's going to be way more than that. So many factors, guys. You got to keep all that in mind. But again, the life. These batteries are not batteries. They might actually make bulbs with batteries. I don't know. But these bulbs are going to last you 13 years, guys, LEG, as opposed to these standard, which usually go in about a year. Again, halogen about a year. It says life 1,000 hours. But usually after a year, and it'll say that, you know, they go bye-bye. The LEDs, even dollar store ones, are claiming what? They're claiming 22 years. I doubt it's going to last 22 years, guys, but it's going to last a while. So I'm going to actually do a test, guys, on video test. We're going to focus on the big expensive $16 one as opposed to a dollar Sunbeam and check out the difference and actually see which is brighter and if it's worth the money. All right, all right. Guys, I also want to take the bulbs out of the boxes and actually show you a little bit. For the main reason, as you can see, the GE refresh bulb is actually a little bigger than the Sunbeam. It's an inch taller, maybe even an inch and a half, I'm not sure. And any bulb like this or halogen or whatever, they're just normal size. So you can unscrew them, put them in your lamp, you're good to go. Now for this, I actually had to take the lampshade off, I had to unscrew the top, and you know, the little protector, it's kind of like an arch because it would hit it because it was so big. So then I had to put this in first, then put everything back. And there was seriously maybe only like this much clearance from the metal frame where it was almost touching. So that could be a factor with your lamp or overhead lighting. Make sure that, you know, this isn't going to be too big and it might not even simply fit. And there are other bulbs that are actually oversized. I've seen them. You know, it typically runs with the 3-way and maybe the higher end bulbs, so it could be a factor. Another thing I noticed is, you know, all the LEDs have this nice plastic coating, which is good. And they also list the stats, so you actually know what the size is and the lumens and the wattage. Same with the Sunbeam. Now, as you can see, this is nice, actually black and bold. The older bulbs, the halogen bulbs, you know, you could barely read them or they were on top, but they weren't really legible. So that's great when replacing these LEDs, you know exactly the wattages or the brand that you bought. And then you can just pop new ones in. Okay guys, so now first we're going to do the Sunbeam 100-watt dollar store bulb, LED 1600 lumens. So that's what's in the lamp right now. So I'm just going to show you some test footage of how bright you can see it is. And then I will show you the GE after. So I don't know how great this is going to show up on video comparing the two bulbs, but we're going to do the best we can, you know guys, which is all you can do sometimes in general and in life. Okay guys, now we're actually doing the GE Refresh LED. That's in the lamp right now at 100 watts. So I'm going to try and do the same movement a little bit and see if you guys notice a difference in the brightness, in the color, in the whiteness. There's Jessica Jones again, flying high. Little macho madness, brother. So I'm also going to flick the switch a little bit and show you the other levels here because this is a 3-way. So this is 150, which is the second switch. And now it's at 50. So it turned off. 100. 150. 50. Okay guys, so I don't know if the videos were really clear and got to show you the point. But for me, since I actually see it with my own 2 eyes, 20/20 vision like the year, I was disappointed in General Electric, guys. It just doesn't seem bright enough, especially for $16. So as you can see, again, the 100 watts is only 1100 lumens, and the dollar store one is 1600 lumens. I think that is the main difference. It takes all the way at 150 watts, the 1800 lumens to even come close to this, and then I think they're very close. Now that's where the G would make the difference because it is daylight, so it is whiter and brighter, which I liked. I really want a bright bulb that's also white. So I kind of want something in the middle of these two, but I need something still a little brighter, to be honest with you. Like I would never use this as 50 or 100. They're just not bright enough. So it's ridiculous. So, you know, but General Electric does make other bulbs that are good, or you can just get the standard 100, you know, that are cheaper in a 2-pack box. They also sell the Reveal, which I did try out. I thought that those were actually pretty good, but not in LED. They were actually brighter in non-LED, but then you're not saving the money and the energy. So you're kind of torn. But I'll put links in the description, guys, where you can purchase these bulbs and any General Electric and Sunbeam on Amazon. Like I said, you can find a Sunbeam, though, in some stores for $1, but they're very hard. I went to 3 dollar stores, and only one actually carried the Sunbeam. And as you know, 100 watts are usually more rare in general as well. That's about it, guys. Hopefully this video was informative. I try to give you guys a lot of detail from what I've learned in my bulb searching. But it's just easier if you just purchase them on Amazon, get exactly what you need. But any comments or questions, leave them in the comment box below. Please subscribe to my video, you know, and give it a thumbs up. And also hit that notification bell, guys, so you'll be the first to review or view my videos, thus being one of the cool kids. I think that's about it, guys. So see you later, alligators. All right, all right.